Borg. You can call in live 725-333-4140. All right, welcome to the Chronic Pain Call-In Show. I am Joseph of Borg. Hope you all are doing well. First and foremost, I want to wish Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Mothers could be mothers, stepmothers, past mothers who have gone to the other side, so to speak. Just wanted to catch you all and take care of that very first. Let you all know that you're appreciated. So I hope you're all having a great Mother's Day. As you saw in the title, this is going to be my last show for about a month. Yeah, maybe it's a little clickbaity to put the last show up there so big, but I wanted to catch some attention. I've got some things I need to mop up, some changes I'm looking to make. I'm really looking hard into how I can stream both to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Other than that, I really don't know. I've got some projects I want to mop up. I've got some things I want to do. And I'm going to be moving cross country to Centerville, Iowa, actually. So from Las Vegas to Centerville, Iowa, mainly because I want to be closer to my adult children without braving the Minnesota winters. We're originally from Minnesota, the Twin Cities area to be exact. So made the decision. We moved out here in large part because I was in the gaming business when I lost the use of my hands to a degree. My fine motor skills and my sense of touch went to shit due to my cervical issues. I had hoped to get into the gaming industry more from the angle of a host or something that didn't involve dealing. It turned out I was only able to continue working for about a year and a half until I had my cervical fusion. So that was, it just didn't work out the way we planned. No big regrets. I'm glad we did it. God has a way of doing things in ways we don't anticipate. I has always wanted to work on Fremont Street, but I had planned on dealing on Fremont Street, which is downtown Las Vegas, for those of you who don't know. I ended up working the free spin machine and whatnot, which I had a lot of fun doing it. Things just didn't work out according to plan. The plan had been for my wife and I to both work. It wasn't anticipated that she was going to need to pretty much quit work to help take care of me. So also, it's extremely painful for me to fly. The plan had been that we could fly back and forth to Minnesota at will to see our adult children, and our first grandchild turned about 2 recently, so we want to get closer there. And just flying, I'd rather get kicked in the nuts than get on another airplane. The vibration is just torturous to me. So, like I said, I've got some changes to make, some things to mop up. I want to try and help my wife as much as possible getting ready for the move, which really means pacing myself. Most of us who are chronic pain patients know about pacing ourselves and how vital that tends to be. So yeah, not too much else going on. Giving my wife choice, we're going to do some takeout for Mother's Day since pretty much everything is shut down here in Vegas still. We're starting to open back up, but a lot of the restaurants you got to wear a mask or whatnot, so that's really not going to work for us to go to a bar, restaurant type situation. So, but yeah, that's the big plan. We're getting excited for the move. It looks like we're going to be able to live in a relatively small town population, around 5,000, where we will be it'll be kind of an urban setting, if you will, where you can walk to most things. We're going to be very close to the town square, um, but then without the crime factor of being in a true urban setting like in Minneapolis. In the past, I lived in the uptown area of Minneapolis, and I enjoyed that to a point. But yeah, we're trying to be excited about the move. It's been an adventure living out here in Vegas for sure, especially lately with the COVID. So if anybody's in the chat wants to give me a thumbs up, say hi, whatever, let me know the stream is running good. And like I said, I don't have a big uh, topic for this week, so I figured I'd just chat a little bit. I do have a couple interviews. I'm going to be interviewing some people in the next couple weeks that I really look forward to bringing you guys some new content and maybe even brushing stuff up a little bit. If you've got some suggestions or some comments on how I can improve what I'm doing here, I would love to hear from it. And if you want to call in today, the phone line is open, 725-333-4140. Give me a ring. Even if you just want to say hello, ask a question, chat for a minute. I'm always encouraging people who have chronic pain to network because we feel less isolated and make use of the modern technology that we have. Um, but yeah, how are you guys doing with the COVID? What's it going? Let me know down in the comments where you're from and what it's like where you're at. Here in Vegas, it's still a ghost town. Casinos aren't opening up. Even the bars that are opening up, the bar top tables won't be able to be on. Sounds like they're going to limit the space to like 50% of their normal seating capacity. And quite frankly, I don't know if some of these restaurants are going to be able to survive. I mean, I know I've worked in the restaurant business, not at the management level. I've been more the grunt level, but I don't know if a lot of restaurants can survive on 50% of their normal volume of sales. And there's a lot of local pub style bars, because if you have a bar with, I believe it's 25 bar top machines you can have, and a company services them, that can keep you in business. A lot of bars, I do believe, from what I've been told, exist just to have the bar top machines because the profit from the machines that's shared with the vending company, keeps the bar afloat and makes it profitable. So without that factor, I don't know how many bars and restaurants are going to be profitable. Um, on the neighborhood level, the strip, God knows when things are going to open up on the strip, and if it will be the way it used to be. Vegas never is the way it used to be. I know it's changed mightily since I first started coming out here in the 80s. Um, a lot of the things that I didn't care for, but I guess it's kind of the way the world has moved. I didn't like the room fees, and then the resort fees, excuse me, and then they came on with the parking fees, and it just felt a lot like nickel and diming you to death, so to speak. But that seems to be the way of the world now. You sign up for instance, a cell phone plan that's $39 a month. You open the bill and it's $60, and you're like, how the hell did this happen? But they got this tax and this fee and this. Did you actually want to use the phone? Because an activation fee, everything seems like a gotcha. Airlines have gone to the ticket's this much. Did you want to pick a seat? Did you want to fly in the luggage compartment? Do you want to take a bag? Do you want a bottle of water? I have a buddy of mine who was flying on Spirit Airlines, which seems to be one of the worst for how cramped their seats are, and nickel and diming you, and he needed to take some medication, and he asked for some water, and he didn't have any cash on him, and they wouldn't give him water. He said, look, I'm not asking for a bottle of water, a Dixie cup of water so I can swallow a couple pills. And they just weren't having it. So, nickel and dime here and there. I like to fly Southwest because my bags fly free. And here's a good tip for you guys. If you're a person of size like myself, you get to fly you can get an extra seat on Southwest for free. If you really want to know about this, put it in the comments. I'm not going to go off on a big tangent about it, but yeah, getting an extra seat free so I'm not in somebody's lap and they're not in my lap is really a big benefit. Plus, a couple of bags fly free. Unfortunately, when I lived in Minnesota, they didn't have direct service to Vegas, so I would have to. I would look to not transfer planes and just have a stop where I could just stay on the plane, or maybe just get off, walk around the gate, and get back on my plane if possible. I didn't like having to dash across the airport to make my connection and worry about that. However, I did finally swallow my pride enough, I guess, to allow the handicap services and the wheelchair service at the airport, which really is a huge benefit because between my pain level from the walking and the agony of the flying and the stress and the whatnot, it just really makes things nicer. So I encourage you, if you're flying, to just suck it up and try it because it was a huge benefit to me. Um, it just made it made a terrible experience a little less unpleasant. So sometimes that's all you can hope for. But yeah, uh, flying back and forth just isn't working out. We should be about 5 hours drive from the rest of the family. It's and my wife's family. All my ascendant family is passed on, so that's really not a big thing to me. But I don't. I kind of had to talk my wife into moving back to the Midwest. But it's important to me she have the option to see her family pretty much at will. I don't like feeling like I'm the reason that she doesn't get to see our kids as often as she'd like. Technically, they're my stepkids, so for what it's worth. Um, but yeah, when we moved out here, like I said, it was because I wanted to branch out into the gaming business other than dealing. And of course, Las Vegas would be the place to do that. Um, that didn't work out. I just didn't really have enough time uh, remaining in the workforce. Didn't know that. Um, and then here's something that I didn't anticipate. I moved from the Midwest because the drier, hotter climate is better for a lot of my conditions, as well as the stable weather. Because for those of you who don't know much of the geography of the southwestern United States, Las Vegas is in the middle of a desert inside a bowl of mountains. So our weather does not change much. It takes a lot to push even clouds into the valley. We have sun almost every day. When it does get cloudy, I feel like a candy ass because it's enough of a pressure change to. It takes so much of a pressure change to push clouds into the Las Vegas Valley that it affects me if it even just gets cloudy here. Um, the flip side of that is, and I didn't think about it. I still have a hard time wrapping my mind around it. Las Vegas is only 4 hours from the coast. We're only 4 hours from the Pacific Ocean. So in the Midwest, I had the occasional thunderstorm or whatever, pressure change. Generally they don't go on for more than a matter of hours. Out here on the West Coast, so to speak, the monsoons, or hurricanes, if you're from the east, out here they call them monsoons, same thing. They travel up the west coast, and they can take days to go up the coast. So I can actually be jacked up from the pressure changes of the hurricane only being 4 hours from the coast for days. Sometimes I don't even realize it till I check on the weather map and see what's going on in California because it'll be perfectly clear here, but there's a huge storm off the west coast and it's messing with me. So yes, it has helped me in some ways moving to the desert climate, and in some ways not so much. But it really doesn't. It's simply not. The improvement simply isn't worth not seeing my children more than every couple of years. Um, so hopefully moving back there will allow us to see them more often. Or I understand it's tough for them to fly out to Vegas. Or I'll be very honest, if you live in Vegas, when people come to visit, it's not like if you live in Iowa or you visit your relatives and drive to their home over the holidays. If people come to visit you in Vegas, they want to do Vegas stuff, which is cool. but you generally don't sit down and make a big meal and hang out. It's so much easier to go to the buffet, and people want to do Vegas while they're here. So, and I completely understand that because I was always the same way. So, um, yeah, it has been fun when like my daughter and her friends have come out to Vegas and partied, and we've gotten to go party with them, which is kind of a cool experience because it's an adult to adult relationship and activity as opposed to a parent and child activity so much. Although the girls that my daughter is friends with, many of them since college, uh, tease my wife about she still acts like a mom. She keeps one eye on the clan or the tribe, whatever, which you know maybe it's a good thing in Vegas in this day and age. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys for taking time to tune in. I really didn't have much else, so I don't want to just blather on, but I do appreciate your time. I appreciate you investing the time to check out what I'm doing, so I try to bring you some good content. If you've got suggestions, advice, topics, leave them in the comments. Um, I'll be back probably. It's going to take about 2 weeks for our stuff. We're using a container type service to ship our stuff back to the Midwest. We used pods when we came out from Vegas and it worked great. Or out to Vegas and it worked great. Unfortunately, we're going to a rural area where pods doesn't service, so we're using a Zippy Shell, similar kind of thing, where you pack it up, they ship it there. That way, we don't want to have to drive a truck and or tow our cars. So um, it's going to take about 2 weeks to get our stuff and get set up. I want to start taking down my studio and stuff because as part of surfing the pain, you really got to pace yourself. And I want to be as much help to my wife to pack up for the move as I can. Um, so with that, I guess I'll shut up and get out of your hair. Uh, I think it's Chinese pickup on the menu tonight and a movie for Mother's Day. So we will maybe that'll start a new tradition. So, all right. Feel free to spread the word about what I'm trying to do and to help other people who are chronic pain patients network. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. One love to all you guys. We'll see you in about a month. Joseph of Borg, I'm out of here.